building the socialized enterprise and what being socialized means. And what I talked about earlier is that it's really important, I think, that in many organizations, they believe that, like the marketing department will believe social media belongs to them. Well, it belongs to us. These messages are going out in public. We have to vet them. We have to make sure they're perfect. And the legal department says, but before you put them out, we'd like to vet them, each and every one of them. Every message, every tweet, to make sure that it's on the right side of the law. And then the senior executive or the CEO says, she goes, I'm the vision of the business. I'm really the forward-facing brand of the organization. I should be having control over this. And the sales department goes, come on. These are prospects out there. We should be using these tools to connect with the marketplace. And customer service says, after you close them, someone's got to service that client, and that's us. And when they complain, we have to deal with that. We should be in the social web. And the answer is everyone should be. That a truly evolved, mature social business is one that uses social media to its maximum. They truly open up those channels of communication across the board within those organizations. Number one, identify your goal. A client comes to me and says, I want a blog. Why? Well, because my competitors have one. That's a bad reason to have a blog. Or worse, they'll say, I want a blog. I'll go, why? Because during your seminar, you said I need a blog. I'll say, that's a worse reason to do it. The reason why you want to get involved in social is it complements and supports your core business goals. So number one, know your core business goals and understand how social media is going to support those goals. Really important to start with a goal. Number two, identify your target audience and what Jay Levinson and I call your nano tribes or nano markets. It's not enough just to know your niche, because within that niche, what's going to happen is that if you send the same message out to that broad niche, what you're going to get, like let's say for Whistler Blackcomb, let's just send the same message out to all these snowboarders. Wow. There are so many different types of snowboarders. There's probably at least a dozen major segments that need specific messaging and interaction to make sure that you're really relevant and deep in that relationship. So make sure you know your nano tribes. Pick the right platforms for today, and also look in the future. Like, I'm not sure if I really need to even be on Nimble yet, but start using the tool before you really need it. Okay? Experiment with tools like Google+. Look at other tools like Quora, which are coming upon the horizon, but aren't massively used yet, because you know what? They could be. It doesn't mean you spend all day in there, but invest enough to know a bit more than your competitors. Implement a listening and engagement strategy. Sorry, I missed something. Map out social media etiquette and policy. I could spend a whole hour on social media policy. I won't, but this is where your organization needs to start. You need a set of rules and guidelines for your team to understand what's appropriate and not appropriate online. I had a salesperson sit down in front of the marketing team who wants everybody to tweet, and she goes, I'm afraid to tweet. And I go, what? We said you can. She goes, I don't care. Have you seen the employee manual? She goes, I don't want to tweet. I think a few things I do could get me fired really quick. And they're like, well, no, it's okay. She goes, no, it's not. I want it in writing. And even a creative or promoter type person, we need to give them a set of guidelines so they can feel safe in which to interact and promote the company and the organization. And we also need it to protect the organization and the brand and our customers. There are a ton of wrongful dismissal suits going on right now for people because they were fired for something they said on Facebook or Twitter or their blog. Why? Not because what they did was right, but because no one specifically said it wasn't right. And so we need a social media policy to protect our customers, to protect our brand, and give our team a framework in which to operate. They need to sign off on that, and they need to be trained how to use the tools, and then you send them out into the world. Otherwise, it's like giving your kid the keys to the car, no curfew, and no driving lessons, and going, what happened? Why did this go so bad? Well, that's why, because we didn't give any direction to anybody. So don't just be like, oh, well, they're under 25, so they get social media. No, they know how to use the tools, but they don't understand branding, PR, engagement, legalese. People need help at all levels. So then implement your listening strategy. Start monitoring. From that, you're going to know the core pains, dreams, and goals of your market, and then finally, start creating that content in those conversations. Okay? I think too often we start at number 7 and kind of work our way backwards once we get really busy. And I think if we can start this way and roll into it, it's going to give us a much better chance to succeed